Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between rolling hills and a sparkling lake, lived two friends named Leela and Mira. They were as thick as thieves, always sharing secrets, dreams, and laughter. The bond was unbreakable, or they thought. But one day, agreement arose between them, a misunderstanding that grew like a weed, slowly poisoning strong friendship. Words were exchanged, tears were shed, and before they knew it, a painful rift between them, and that refused to heal. Days turned into weeks. Girls found themselves alone, consumed by one sadness. Leela would plant the flowers in her garden, remembering how she and Mira used to play amidst the petals. Sitting by the lake, would watch swans glide across the water, silently yearning for the days she and Lila would share moments together. Both girls missed friendship terribly. They missed their talks, their adventures, and most importantly, they missed each other. But pride stood in their way, a stubborn wall, preventing them from taking the first step towards reconciliation. They were too proud to apologize, too stubborn to admit they were wrong, and so remained stuck in misery. That day, elder, wise woman, her kindness and understanding, noticed the girl's troubled heart. Concerned for their well-being, she decided to approach them and offer words of wisdom. She found Lila in her garden, the flowers wilting in the absence of her laughter. Lila, the elder began, voice as soothing as a breeze. Why do you sit here alone when the sun is shining and the birds are singing? Lila looked up, her eyes downcast. I don't know, elder, she sighed. It's just that my heart feels heavy. My friend and I had a terrible fight, and since then, everything has seemed so dull. The elder smiled knowingly. Ah, I see, she said. You must be thinking of Mira, your dear friend. Lila nodded, biting her lip to hold back tears. Yes, elder, I miss her so much, but I don't know how to make things right between us. We're both too proud to take the first step. The elder placed a comforting hand on Lila's shoulder. Pride is like a fence around your heart, child, she said softly. It may seem protective, but it only keeps you from experiencing true joy. Listen to me carefully. A garden needs regular watering to grow and thrive. If you neglect it, the plants will wither and die. Similarly, your friendship with Mira needs tending. You must water it with forgiveness. Lila frowned, confused by the elder's words. I don't understand, elder, she said. How can I water my friendship with forgiveness? I'm not watering a garden here. I'm a human being. The elder chuckled and said, This is a garden, child, and your friendship is like the plants growing in it. For your friendship to blossom, you need to let go of anger and resentment. Just as a gardener waters his plants, you must water your friendship with forgiveness. Without it, your bond with Mira will wither and die, just like these flowers. She gestured towards the wilting flowers in the garden. Lila thought about the elder's words as she watched her flowers drooping. She realized that her friendship with Mira was in dire need of water, the water of forgiveness. She had been holding on to her anger and hurt for far too long, and it was evident in the state of their friendship. The once vibrant bond they shared had become strained and lifeless. Determined to save her friendship, Lila decided to seek out Mira. She found her by the lake, just as the elder had told her. Mira was sitting on a nearby stone, her gaze fixed on the rippling water. As Lila approached, Mira turned, surprise flickering across her face. For a moment, neither girl knew what to say. The silence stretched between them, heavy with unspoken words and regret. Finally, Lila broke the quiet. "Mira," she began, her voice trembling slightly. "I've been meaning to talk to you." Mira looked away, her throat tightening. "Lila," she whispered, her voice hoarse from disuse. They hesitated, unsure of how to proceed. The weight of their broken friendship pressed down on them, making it difficult to breathe. But then Lila remembered the elder's words. "A garden grows only when we water it with forgiveness." Taking a deep breath, she stepped forward. "Mira, I know we've been apart for a while, and I wanted to say that I'm sorry for how things ended between us. I know I hurt you, and I'm truly sorry." Mira turned, her eyes wide with surprise. She had expected Lila to scold her, or perhaps remain indifferent. But an apology, that was something she hadn't dared to hope for. Tears welled up in her eyes as she heard Lila's sincere words. "Lila, she began, her voice catching. "I'm sorry, too. I shouldn't have reacted the way I did. I was wrong." Relief washed over Lila. Hearing Mira's apology brought a lump to her throat. She had longed for this moment when they could finally express their feelings and move forward. As they talked, the dam broke. They poured out their hearts, sharing their regrets, fears, and hopes for the future. Lila learned that Mira had missed her terribly and had often wondered if their friendship could be repaired. Mira, in turn, discovered that Lila had been struggling with similar emotions. They sat there for hours, talking until the sun began its descent, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple. By the time they parted ways, the weight that had been pressing them had vanished, replaced by a lightness they hadn't felt in weeks. From that day forward, Lila and Mira's friendship blossomed anew, stronger and more resilient than before. They understood the importance of communication and forgiveness in nurturing their bond. No longer were they afraid to speak their minds or express their feelings. Instead, they faced their differences with honesty and understanding. They continued to meet regularly, spending their days in Lila's garden. They planted new flowers, sharing seeds and stories, and watered their friendship with regular doses of forgiveness. When disagreements arose, they tackled them head-on, ensuring that pride no longer stood in their way. As the years went by, their friendship became a sight to behold, like a flourishing garden tended with care. It served as a reminder to the villagers that even the strongest bonds require nurturing, but the rewards of a thriving friendship far outweighed the effort. And so, Lila and Mira's tale became a part of the village lore, a testament to the healing power of forgiveness and the enduring strength of true friendship. Once upon a time, high up in the snowy mountains, there lived a young and spirited goat named Billy. Now, Billy wasn't any ordinary goat. He had a thirst for adventure that set him apart from the rest of the flock. While his fellow goats were content with munching on grass and lounging in the warm sun, Billy yearned for more. He dreamed of exploring the world beyond the mountain peaks and discovering all the wonders it held. One day, Billy's curiosity got the better of him. As the other goats were taking their afternoon nap, he decided to sneak away and venture into the unknown. He leaped over rocks, bounded through valleys, and climbed to the top of hills, all the while feeling a sense of exhilaration that he had never experienced before. As the sun began its slow descent, Billy realized that he had no idea where he was or how to get back to his flock. Fear started to creep into his heart as darkness fell and the temperature dropped. Suddenly, he heard a loud crash in the bushes nearby. Startled, Billy froze in his tracks. What was that sound? Was he in danger? Just then, a pair of glowing eyes emerged from the darkness. They were followed by the soft padding of paws and the rustle of fur. Out stepped a magnificent snow leopard, its sleek white coat blending seamlessly with the snowy surroundings. its piercing gaze fixed on Billy, who trembled in fear. The snow leopard took a step closer, and Billy instinctively backed away. But to his surprise, instead of attacking him, the snow leopard spoke in a surprisingly gentle voice. "Hello, little goat. What are you doing out here all alone?" Billy stammered, trying to explain his situation. I was just exploring," he said, his voice shaking. "But I got lost, and now I can't find my way back home." The snow leopard regarded him for a moment, its eyes filled with understanding. "Don't worry, little goat," it said. "I'll help you find your way back." And with that, the snow leopard turned and began to walk. Billy hesitated for a moment, torn between his fear of the wild cat and his desperate need for help. But seeing no other option, he decided to follow. As they walked, the snow leopard told Billy stories about the mountains, the animals that lived there, and the dangers that lay ahead. Billy listened intently, realizing that the world was much bigger and more complex than he had ever imagined. Suddenly, Billy spotted a familiar landmark in the distance. With renewed energy, he quickened his pace, and soon enough he could hear the familiar bleating of his fellow goats. Overjoyed, he turned to thank the snow leopard, but it had vanished. As Billy rejoined his flock, he couldn't help but feel a sense of gratitude towards the mysterious snow leopard. He had not only helped him find his way back home, but had also shown him the beauty and wonder of the world beyond his mountain. From that day forward, Billy was never the same. His adventure with the snow leopard had opened his eyes to the possibilities that lay ahead. And although he continued to enjoy the peace and tranquility of his mountain home, he never lost his thirst for adventure. In fact, he often found himself gazing at the distant hills, wondering what new discoveries awaited him beyond the next peak.